Good morning, or depending on when you're watching this, good afternoon, good evening, or good night. My name is Ross, and as always told out of Voice of Radio, so today I need to tell you about something else, which is going on, which is gonna make you extremely jealous, because this, ladies and gentlemen, this is awesome. Remember the Mewtube? The Mewtwo in the tube? Interestingly enough, fun little fact, I interviewed Mitsuhiro Rita on stage at Dallas Regionals back in, I think it was 2018, one of the very, very coolest things I've had the chance to do in, my Pokemon casting, etc. career. And I asked Arita what their favourite card they've drawn was. This was it. This is Arita's favourite card, and bearing in mind, Arita's been going since base set. Arita drew base set Pikachu and base set Charizard. So, when I tell you that this is Arita's favourite card that they've drawn, that should tell you quite how gosh darn awesome this card actually is. What's the relevance of this card? We'll get there in a minute. Don't rush me. Now, essentially what's going on is over in China, they're having a battle party. And it looks a little bit like this. Now, basically, what you've got is 3 packs of cards to give you a 60-card deck. Handed out at random, and then you play a sealed tournament. Now, it all seems a little bit confusing, I'll be perfectly honest with you, but basically they're offline tournaments where you get 3 packs. Each pack has 20 cards. You use those 60 cards to make a 60-card deck, and off you go. Now, there are actually flash packs as well that have the same cards but fancier, which sounds kind of awesome, but I gotta be honest with you, it seems there's going to be some luck involved. If I'm reading this correctly, and as always, more than happy to be corrected in the comment section if I've gone and done a whoopsie, but it seems like things are not being created necessarily equally here. Because some people are going to be getting like tag team EXs like Venusaur and Snivy and Charizard and Braixen, like really good tag team EXs. Or GXs, sorry. And then some people are going to be getting GXs, which are pretty gosh darn good. And then some people, and they think about them, the Raichu and the Steelix are fine. They're not bad cards per se. But they are, I don't think it's unfair to say, not quite on the same level. Although I suppose if you're hitting for weakness, that Raichu is actually pretty gosh darn good. It does 20 damage for each lightning energy attached to all of your Pokemon. So, get enough energy out and that Raichu actually turns into a beast. But you've got to get enough energy out in the first place, which is a little bit of a problem. And this sounds like a refined version of the sealed events that they have over in Japan. Now, they have these quite a lot to win, well, basically fancy cards. So the last time they held one of these over in Japan was for the Rainbow Rare Lucario. It's a very cool card. It's one we should all be very jealous of, quite frankly. And I'm not sure it ever got an English language release. I'm going to double check that before I post this video. But I'm not sure Lucario ever actually got this Rainbow Rare, got an English language release. Well, over in Japan, if you wanted to get this Lucario, great. Go to a sealed event, win Lucario. Simple as that. There was also a full art Lucario that we absolutely did get. But that is, that's not quite the same, frankly, ladies and gentlemen. It's not quite as special. So, they basically do these things in Japan where you turn up, you get given a bunch of packs, and then you go and play a sealed tournament. Now, this one, if anybody's wondering, was played with Incandescent Arcana. So, basically, you got yourself 10 packs of Incandescent Arcana, and then you made a 40-card deck with 4 prizes. Energy cards were, given to you, they were provided, and then you went and played a tournament. Now, there are only 8 people tournaments, but the winner of the tournament got Lucario. One of the cool things Japan does when they do these kind of events, they do them, there is always a mini sets, not with main sets, and they do it like that so that they can basically fix stuff. So Incandescent Arcana, if you sit and look at the deck list, and we're not going to do that now, but if you were to sit and look at the deck list for Incandescent Arcana, what you would learn is that there were some types missing. Not every type of Pokemon is actually used in Incandescent Arcana. And the reason is incredibly simple. By knocking out a few types, it makes it more likely you're going to be able to build a nice, proper, functioning deck with all the evolution lines and all of that in 10 packs. You're not going to keep being like, oh, I've got this good lightning thing, but this good fire thing and all of that. And there'll still be some of that. There's obviously still some luck involved, but there's less of it. That's the goal, at least. That's what we're planning to do. Well, over in China, we are talking mainland China here, simplified Chinese, not Hong Kong and Thailand with traditional Chinese. It seems like they're doing a similar kind of thing here, but instead of just going and buying 10 booster packs and making a deck, they've made up their own little packs of 20 cards, and not even that little to be fair. They made up their own packs of 20 cards, and off they go. And you get 3 packs of cards, 20 cards per pack, 60 cards, and off you go and play. No, it's not going to be terribly fair. Not completely. And I know that's really sad, but that's the nature of it. It's not going to be completely fair. Because the reality is, some of these decks are going to be better than others. I would love think that they'd, gone and tested this out the wazoo, and they've actually gone and figured out a way to make sure that everybody has a perfectly equal chance of winning and blah, blah, blah. The reality is some people are going to get better decks, some people are going to get worse decks, and when there are good prizes on the line, that is a little disappointing, and that is a little bit sad, and even with all of that borne in mind, if one of these was happening near enough to me that I could go and compete, you had better believe I would be running down to wherever it was being held so that I could go and compete, because frankly, this sounds awesome. And the thing is, look at some of the prizes. Now, there are 2 kinds of packs. There are Battle Master reward packs and Battle King reward packs. Now, I believe, and you'll see why in a minute, that the Battle Master is basically for anyone that turns up, and the Battle King is for the winner, because Battle Master are cool. You've got the alternate art Espeon EX, and the alternate art Umbreon EX, and then Lightning Energy. I cannot be the only person that thinks one of those 3 cards is standing out as, less good than the others. Can you imagine? I don't know if these are 1-card packs, I can't quite make it out. But can you imagine if somebody next to you pulls an Umbreon, and somebody the other side pulls an Espeon, and then you open yours up and you get to Lightning Energy? I mean, look, I like Lightning Energy as much as the next man. It's not the same, though, is it, ladies and gentlemen? It's really not the same. For anyone that's wondering, these are the Umbreon and Espeon that came around in tins a little while back. Although, annoyingly, I don't actually have pictures of the tins. It's really frustrating. Because, now I've got pictures of the tins, but the problem is the stock images of the tins that were made available don't actually show them as alternate art. These are the ones where for ages I was sitting there going, look, they're the same ones you get in Evolving Skies, they're cool, they're fine, but I wouldn't rush out and buy them unless you really want them. And then it turned out they were alternate art, and I looked dumb. Never mind, ladies and gentlemen. Never mind. But then we get to the big one, the Battle King reward pack, and this is where you can get the Mewtube. And this is, like I say, it's Arita's favourite artwork he's ever drawn, and it is one of, hands down, the coolest cards you've ever seen in your life. Like, absolutely flat out, redonkulous amazing. Now, it's Mewtwo GX, which as a card is fine, nobody really cares, but in terms of artwork, it is amazing. And the thing is, these cards that are coming out in China now they've been out here for a while, and they've started to kind of balloon in price. So this Mewtube GX, it's, as it stands at the moment, it's risen up to a $93 card. It was hanging on for a while at a much lower price, but it's now, this is a graph over the past year according to TCG Player, but you'll also notice the last 2 near mints that were sold were 110, and the 50 is a moderately played, so $92 is really a little bit generous. This is over a $100 card at this point. But we've also got Cynthia, and look, we like Cynthia, yeah? Cynthia's a cool card. We're all kind of a fan of Cynthia. She's one of the cooler champions, I think that's fair to say, and this is a very cool artwork. And this is, incidentally, just Cynthia. It is a Cynthia from Shiny Vault. Now, it's not actually as valuable as the Cynthia from Ultra Prism, but it has, over the course of the past year, gone down from 77 and then risen back up to 81. But again, if you look at the last couple solds, really, it's not an $81 card. It is a $90 card. And that is a little bit of a difference. So you're talking basically $100 cards that are being won here. These are the cards that, you pulled from packs in English and you were like, oh my goodness, I've done so good. And now all you have to do is go and win this tournament in China. Oh, and then the other card is Lightning Energy. Yeah. They better not be one-card packs. Because if somebody gets a Mewtube and someone gets a Cynthia and someone gets a basic lightning energy, oh, there's going to be tantrums in the shops, ladies and gentlemen. There's going to be tantrums at those events. Right, there we go, ladies and gentlemen. That's what you need to know, and now it's over to you guys. Tell me what you think about these. Tell me how jealous you are. Tell me anything you want to tell me in the comment section. Go nuts! Be nice! And then make sure you like this video, subscribe to this channel, follow me on Twitter at the Wasi. That's where we talk Pokemon card games, all kinds of fun things. And please do consider checking out patreon.com/PTCG Radio, where you can support the channel, get some bonus podcasts, join a Discord, all kinds of fun things. And of course, get shout-outs on the channel like the lovely Andy White, who's been a supporter of ours for years at this point and is a very lovely person. So shout out to Andy for the support and for being a very lovely person. But by far the most important thing as always, look after yourselves till next time, would ya? Thank you very much for watching. My name's Ross, and you've been watching PTCG Radio.